So come into constructive rest pose with your feet on the ground. Arms can be at your side, knees bent, obviously, if your feet are on the ground, and scoot your feet kind of right under your knees. Take a peek up at your thighs and check and make sure they're pretty much parallel to each other. Then slowly roll your spine up, starting from your tailbone until you get to about kind of a straight line ish from your knees down to your shoulders. For bridge pose, Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. As you're in bridge, press your feet down and think about squeezing them towards your body. So you might feel your hamstrings and glutes engage a little more if you do that. And if you do that, can you hold and breathe pretty freely, if possible, through your nose? Then slowly roll back down. You can widen your feet and do a couple of windshield wipers. And we're going to do bridge a couple more times. And I'm going to offer a few different options. You can choose the one that works best for you. So when you're ready, set yourself back up for bridge. This time, you can keep your feet exactly where they were and do it exactly the way you did it. Or you might walk your feet down just a little bit towards the bottom of your mat so you have a wider position between your shoulders and your feet, and then roll back up. And try the same action once you get there of pressing your feet down and pulling them towards your body. So that again, hamstrings, glutes might start talking to you. Can you find a sense of settling into this posture? Maybe take one more deep breath before then rolling yourself down. And again, you could try some windshield wipers here or anything else before we do one more bridge. So when you're ready, set yourself up for bridge. And this time, you can do it either of those two ways, feet under knees, feet walked out a bit. Or if you walked your feet out and you feel like walking them down a little bit more, you might try that for an even longer position. Rolling your hips up, pausing at the top. And if you've walked your feet out, maybe you're like, oh, yeah, hamstrings. That is what I'm feeling. Again, that action of pressing your feet down, pulling them towards your body. And then as you're ready, roll everything down. Maybe a couple more windshield wipers. And as you're ready, pull your knees in towards your chest. You can hold onto your knees with your hands, squeeze them in a little, maybe lift your head, maybe your shoulders come up and squeeze yourself into a ball. And then stretch out in a big X, really reaching through all your limbs. You can circle your wrists and ankles here. Make sure to go in both directions if you're circling your wrists and ankles. Really think about reaching your limbs out. And then curl yourself up into a ball. And then reach back out into an X. Pull your limbs back in. And then from here, Lift your right leg up into the air. Left foot can be on the ground or it could be stretched out straight. That leg could be stretched out straight. Flex both your feet wherever you are. So pressing your left foot into the ground or flexing that foot actively, and pull your right leg towards you just with the strength of your core and your leg. And anything else that needs to engage, notice if your jaw is trying to help and maybe let it take a break. And then lower your right foot. Lift your left leg up in the air and do the same thing on that side. So, right foot might be pressing into the ground, or that leg might be straight with both feet flexed, really aiming to pull your left leg towards you, sending it in the direction of straight. And it's okay if it's bent to some degree, and it doesn't have to be at any level. It could be very low, it could be very high. Just what is true for you right now. And then lower that leg down. Pull your knees in towards your chest. Rock from side to side a little. And then come up to a seated position. And if you would like to try rolling up, you could roll up. If you have another way of getting up, maybe you roll onto your side, press yourself up with your hands. Once you're seated, come into a wide legged position. Flex your feet. Excuse me. Flex your feet and lift yourself up tall through from root down through your sitting bones and then lift up tall through the top of your head. Really flex your feet, sending your legs towards straight to the degree that you can and engage through your legs. So instead of just letting them be there, like really strengthen through your legs and hold here. Or if you can continue to keep that engagement and fold forward, go ahead and fold forward if that feels good. And if you're keeping that engagement in your legs, maybe folding forward doesn't happen or doesn't happen to a very large degree. That sometimes can be true. Can you keep a strong flex in your feet, reaching your toes towards your body? So this pose, Upavishta Konasana, can be quite a strong stretch. Make sure you're going into that stretch to the degree that works for you, that allows you to settle in for maybe two more deep breaths. And lift yourself back up if you're folded forward. And make your way up to a standing position from here. You can come up any way you like. If you want to come through downward dog, you might do that. You want to just stand up, you could do that. And once you're standing, make sure you feel stable. Find mountain pose and take a moment to settle into mountain pose, really rooting down through your feet, engaging through your legs. And one of the ways that we sometimes cue to do that is to think about pulling your mat apart with your feet. So squeezing them out, and they're not going to move because you've got a mat under you, you've got all the weight of your body, but it might feel different. And take a moment to just kind of really notice the stack of your body. So your ankles are down there over your heels. Your knees are right over your ankles. Your hips over your knees. Shoulders over your hips. And your head right over your shoulders. So sometimes our heads kind of lean forward. Maybe you can really notice that and notice how can you stack your body here to feel that natural support, reaching up through your head and down through your feet.